everybody, Scoutcrafty here again. It's Wednesday. We had a little bit of a catastrophe here today. Long story about some tool storage that went bad. I forgot about a box of tools that was restored tools that were done. I put them over in a special area over there just temporarily, but I forgot about them. Water got onto the bottom of the box and sat there. So they literally sat in water for over a month. And you know what happens when you put steel in water for over a month, right? Restored tools. Broke my heart. We'll get to that in a little while. I want to start off the show by saying I got something in the mail today that I want to share with you, but it's kind of a religious thing. Two things you don't talk about: religion and politics. Now we spoke politics on this show before. So, you know what? Let's get right to the religious aspect. I'm a big fan of religion, all religions. You know, I think they're great. I think if you are without belief of some sort or another, your life is going to be less fulfilling. And it is proven that people that have a religion are usually happier and more productive, and they just all around better lives. Live longer. Literally, these are studies that were done. But we all do it for our own reason. And I've grown up in my neighborhood and also in my house. There was always some kind of religious memorabilia around the house, so to speak. And of course, during the holidays, you know, we celebrate religious holidays. But there were, you know, a cross here, or I remember at Palm Sunday, we would get the palm, and you know, you would make a little cross out of the palm and hang that up. And then there was just all kinds of things, right? So as I get older, I also remember the statues in front of houses, which they used to do years ago. They used to put statues of saints or Mary in front of the house. And sometimes they would have a little dome around them. And as a kid delivering papers, I would always look at them, and they were comforting. And they were almost a curiosity to me at the same time. I don't know if other religions do, and I know Catholics, they're big on that, but I don't know if other religions, you don't see too many other type of statues. Like sometimes maybe you might see in Flushing, you might see a Buddha or something around there. But I always found that I like statues. I like that. So when I got older, I like it. And I said, you know, I'm going to get things that I like and surround myself with them. Let me show you something I picked up and how the story is, where it started from. Now, years ago when I was growing up, my grandmother had this in her kitchen or maybe in the bedroom at one time. It's a kind of a planter. It is of Jesus, one of the many renditions of Jesus. And it was a planter, probably Japanese, from the maybe late 50s, early 60s. But it was in for years in her house. And I remember when my grandmother passed away, and my aunts came over and my mom were cleaning out the apartment, and they were just throwing everything away, you know. They were just cleaning house. Everything was going in the garbage. And I remember I was outside picking stuff out of the garbage, and they were just throwing bags, and this was in the recycle bag. And I remember lifting up and looking in the bag and seeing him, and he was in there, and I said, I can't believe they're going to throw this. So I'm taking a whole bunch of stuff out of the garbage, and it wasn't broken. I was like, they threw that in there and it wasn't broken. And so I took him, and I've had him ever since. I like this statue. And again, it's not an expensive statue or anything, but it's pleasing, and it's something I grew up with. So I took him out of the garbage, and he's in my kitchen and has been there ever since. I guess they would put a plant or something in there. So, I don't know, a week or two ago, I was on eBay, and I saw this, and you know what this is. This is, again, these two guys are the same. Okay, another rendition of Jesus. Again, different renditions. Everybody, there are different. This is most likely not what he looked like, but it was an artist rendition, and it is a beautifully. I just like the sculptor of the artist who did it, or whatever he did. I just like it. Now, this is a blow mold, and it was done by Underwriters Laboratories, and they did a lot of lamps. Lamps were big in the late 50s, and this one's an old one. You could tell by the whole the whole writing on here. But this is like a blow mold material, and I liked it. You know, I like the whole, and especially when the shadow hits it a certain way, it is illuminated. You can see here it has a plug with a bulb in it, like many of the blow molds did back then. So I picked this up, and I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if any of you have any religious items around the house, and or things that you don't even take a second look at, or when you're grown up, your grandparents had something around the mirrors. It's is it comforting to you as you get older to bring back things like that, or is it something that you just, you know, you don't even take a second look at? Now here were the tools that were in that box, and they were just, it just breaks my heart. They were all laying on the bottom, and they were all in contact with water, and they all got rusted. They were covered with orange, you know, that deep orange crusty rust. And I was just so disgusted. I took them to the wire brush to take the rust off, but the scarring is still behind. Look at these beautiful, I guess they're climb maybe, I don't know, but look what happened here. You see the pitting that came up from laying in the water. You can't have steel lay in the water. So you see what happened with that one. This one here wasn't too bad. This must have been on top, these old climbs. But you see the top there got damaged, you know, a little bit on the back, and you could see where it was starting to come up, and these were orange, these snap-ons, and it just kills you, you know, because especially this one here, look at this. This was laying flat like that, and this was, you know, and look at it here. Look at just, kills me. This thing was covered with rust. Still, it was orange. The whole thing was orange. Everything was orange. It drives you nuts. And I know you have a similar experience sometimes when you store something and you come back and it's rusty. You know, if you know you're going to store it in a high humidity area, you know, it's one thing you cover it with shellac, but here, all the paint I had to take off. And what a shame. These are all done. Now you have to redo them. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to sleep unless I get most of these tools at least cleaned up and somewhat back to what they were, because that just annoys me. In fact, especially since they were done. You know what I mean, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick before, describe the tool and after, and hopefully we'll knock through these, okay? Something to see. Let's go check it out. Okay, first we got this multi-tool. It was laying on this side, and you could see here it just damaged this whole side here. You could see the pitting, and again, that's after the rust was taking off. Same thing here. You see what it did? It damaged it all, you know. So let's see what we can do. The paint here, we're going to just try. We're not going to repaint it. What we're going to do is, look at that, Poland. So what we're going to try and do is clean it up and just get it back, and then I'll finish it up some other day. But I took most of the rust off. Let me show you. Okay, we're able to save this one here. The only thing is I do have to repaint the red up to this point, but I just covered it with some tape for now. We'll touch it up later with some paint. Got all the rust off, you know, finished off this the way it should have been, the way it was before. Okay, how this works, it's a Polish multi-tool, and pretty interesting. You push this button here, and the axe head, the hammer, and the saw come out. You turn it around like this, place it back, and now you have a saw, working saw, actually a good saw, and of course the you know, the axe, you know how axes are, any kind of portable axe, but this encapsulates the saw so you don't get cut. It's got a little bit of some kind of chisel or something that you could use there. The hammer there, the butt cap. So interesting little tool. Got rid of all the rust on the handle, you know, redid it. So now, you know, until we touch up the paint, but this one's pretty good. Let's see what we got next. Okay, next I believe these are climb. Look at that. Look at the scarring on there. Oh, that just drives me nuts. Right? Look at that. I had these handles beautiful. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, we just redid this one here. Took it down to a brushed finish. Looks nice. Got rid of all the staining, all the rust. Let's see what we got next. Next, we have a pair of Kreuter. You can see here the stain. Now, this was all orangey rust, but, you know, that's there. This one wasn't super bad, but it's on the handle, spotted. You got to get all that out of there. That'll all turn to rust. Okay, Kreuters are done. Beautiful, aren't they? That's what's nice when you have good steel. It comes back. Now, this isn't polished yet, but it's just everything up to the polish. The only thing left I have to do is give it a polish before I put them away. Next up, we have this Nice Craftsman ratchet. Was all rusted along the side. You see here the pitting that already started, and look at the top here. See that? It's already started working its way through. That's after the wire brush. This is what it looked like before, but this side was laying in the water. Let's start on that. Okay, here's our Craftsman. This was the side that wasn't damaged here, and this is the side we just did. We got it down to a mirror finish again, fixed up all the sides. The pitting and everything is out. Everything's looking good on this again. It works great. Okay, next one up. We have these beautiful Kleins. You can see here the Klein tools, and the stamp was put this way. Normally the stamp is put this way. This one here has a side stamp, which is unusual, right? But that had that little bit of over here. Not too bad on this one. This one was laying on top of another one, but a couple in the back here. Okay, we finished up with this Klein. Again, we just have to do a quick polish on here. But look how nice that is. Look at all the facets. Came out real nice, right? And you know what's interesting about these that I forgot about? These here, you can see here, Klein & Sons. And you see the date on there? April 1914. Imagine what these pliers have seen. World War I didn't even start yet when these were made, but pretty interesting, huh? Aren't they beautiful? I'm almost glad we got to revisit these, so very nice. Next one, we have these Craftsman. You can see here this Craftsman wrench that, but look at this. You know, this one was, again, sitting in the water, and look at that. Can you see that? That corrosion up here, and on this side here, this one's real bad on this. See that? Take a good look at that. And that's on the curve, you know. So we got to get that. You know, it's almost like I have OCD. I cannot let this sit. Here we have the Craftsman Vanadium back in service. All right, everything's good. It's all polished. All the rust is off. All the corrosion. It's a beautiful wrench again, right? Beautiful, just beautiful. Love this thing. Okay, now we my fingers are getting dirty and dirty every tool. Now we have the snap-on. This thing was really rusted, but I took it to the wire brush heavy, but I still got staining in there. You know, let's make this one nice. Okay, it's the next day. Everything came out good. I was tired last night. I was doing that for like 5 hours, getting those tools back in shape. And I still have another half to do for Friday's video. But everything was going good. I got up today. I felt much better. Took a haircut. You always feel better after a haircut, don't you? I know I do. I love a short haircut. Just makes me feel so much better. Good shave and a haircut, right? And now we're just going to put a coat of wax on those tools and finish up. Okay, so everything's good with these again. They're back to the condition they should be. Everything's beautiful, polished. Everything's no more signs of rust or pitting. Some nice examples here, and I'll tell you, you know, because I do so many restorations, I forget where I put a lot, and you know, they're all in buckets upstairs, and that's a good way to store it, by the way. You wrap them in a towel, and then you put them in a bucket and seal the top. These are intriguing to me. These Kleins, look at that insignia, huh? From 1914, and look at them, huh? They're just beautiful, beautiful shape, and real nice. And these aren't. These are not Kleins because they don't have the insignia here, so they must be maybe a channel lock or something, or a copper, whatever. But it's a good steel. I just don't know what make they are. This would be maybe a good candidate for some jeweling up there. I love doing that on the pliers. And of course, you know, they all came out really nice now that they're all waxed. And I'll put these back into storage. And then Friday we'll work on the other one. Okay, so in closing, I did not expect to be doing these tools again today. So I apologize if you saw the original restorations, but sometimes you have to go back and redo something, and I'm glad I did. And we'll get to the rest of them next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great day. Take care now. Bye-bye.